There we go. All right. Nice. Look at these things just wallowing. I love it. Whoa. Oh! Hey, and that's what you call pulling the frog out and having a good net, man. I guess you played sports as a young fella, did you?
I did.
That was funny. So you saved me. See, if that would have got off, I wouldn't have caught it.
Yeah.
All right. That was funny. And you know, with this big hook on here, you got to get a good hook set on, but obviously I didn't. So there you go. Nice net job.
Thank you.
Coming up. On this week's episode, Bob gets fueled up for a 4th of July weekend outing with guest Brent McNamee from BoaterExam. Lake St. Francis, part of the St. Lawrence River system, has some excellent bass fishing. So, Bob and Brent cover water trying a topwater frog bait technique, plus flipping and pitching edges and cover to rustle up early season largemouth bass.
Wow. Here we go. That is a fish of a lifetime right there. Wow, that thing is a monster. They fight hard, don't they?
Look at that magnificent fish.
The size of that fish.
There it is again.
The color is incredible. Oh, there we go.
The Real Fishing Show with Bob Izumi.
Big old Great Lakes smallmouth. That is a big rainbow trout, Chris. Nice double header. Whoa!
Nice jump.
Yeah. All right. That is a monster smallmouth. Man, that is so cool. Another one, there we go. The biggest pike I've ever caught. Look at that chunk. So that's what we're talking about.
Real Fishing is sponsored by Mercury, #1 on the water, and Tim Hortons.
On the Real Fishing Show, we make catching fish like this a possibility. Well, we've got a beautiful July 4th weekend here. What can I say? The weather is nice, and I got my old buddy here, Brent McNamee from Ottawa. Brent, you're with the folks from BoaterExam.com, providers of the Pleasure Craft Operator Card here in Canada. And you guys also do some other things too, don't you?
Yeah, well, we do BoaterExam.com in the U.S. in 40 states, and now we're doing hunting, ATV, and snowmobile education online as well.
All right, well, I'll tell you, you and I have spent a lot of time fishing together over the years, and we're in Cornwall on the St. Lawrence River on this section they call Lake St. Francis, which has a dam at either end, and it's one of my favorite areas to fish. It's awesome bass fishing, muskie fishing, walleye fishing. Today, we're gonna target largemouth bass. Last time we fished together was in Okeechobee. We caught a few, but hit a severe cold front, and that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
I'm with you on that one.
There's no excuses now, though, because the weather is nice, and I think we're gonna catch some largemouth today. It's a bit of a post-spawn deal, so they're gonna be in shallow water. So, had the power poles locked down, now we're ready to rock. It's maybe a 10-minute run to where we're going.
Okay, let's get it done.
Oh, nice. You got him?
Yep.
Oh, nice one. Very nice. All righty, good one.
Sweet.
Yeah.
We're getting bigger.
All right. Good largemouth. He ate that. That's a pivot frog by Sabille. And look at that fat one too, eh?
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. We have definitely missed our fair amount of fish on these frogs. And one of the things that I have to say is we're both jacked up. Brent and I are ready to rock and roll with these largemouth. And when you're fishing these frogs, a lot of times those fish come up and hit it and miss it. How many have we missed off camera?
Like 4 or 5?
Each? Yeah. And you gotta let them suck in this soft body frog, and this is why they call it a pivot frog. It's got this hook here. All right.
Get back at her.
Just adding some Phase Guard 4 here into the boat, and I use this throughout the season, but I really recommend that you consider using a product like Phase Guard 4, and I'll tell you why. This is a fuel treatment and stabilizer, and it helps prevent phase separation. You know, with ethanol fuel nowadays, it can be nasty on your boat engine and other types of small engines as well. So what this does, it cleans and stabilizes the fuel. It prevents, of course, phase separation and corrosion, and an 8-ounce bottle of this will treat up to 80 gallons, and that's a lot of fuel, and it is very inexpensive preventative maintenance for this ethanol fuel that we're faced with today.
More flippin' and pitchin' St. Lawrence Largemouth when we return.
Science, you like this pitching and flipping, don't you?
I could do this all day.
Let's take a look down under with this week's Fish Eye View, sponsored by Mercury, #1 on the water. For most of us, time on the water is a precious commodity. Tournament anglers understand this better than anyone. For them, every moment, every cast counts. Here are a few thoughts on the matter. Mapping out all the high percentage spots is first and foremost before the big day. Once at these locations, they exclusively work the very best parts of potential structure and cover. Toss in, reel out quickly, and toss again. It's all about keeping a bait in the strike zone for as long as possible. Nothing is more wasteful than reeling all the way back to the boat through dead water, as many of us do. In any lake or river, fish occupy less than 5% of that water body. Having a plan of attack is also important. Rather than fumbling through a suitcase of choices, lay out a dozen or so favorite go-to baits. To save more time, set up as many rods as possible to minimize retying. And think ahead. Imagine the casts that could have been made while dealing with a painted jig eye. Even if you're anticipating a relaxing day, a bit of preparation and planning will make any outing more rewarding. Save a minute here and a minute there. It all adds up to more fish. And who knows, that one extra cast just might put you into something truly special.
Oh,
Nice. Nat?
oh no, I got him. You know, that's what I like about fishing largemouth is it's almost like hand-to-hand combat when you're flipping and pitching or frogging. You're really hunting for the fish.
Right.
And covering a lot of water and making that sort of subtle, perfect presentation, you know?
There we go.
You got him? I think you got some weeds there.
Oh, I had him.
Good hook set, though. You rocked the boat. Oh, nice. Haul him out of there. You've got her down to a science. You like this pitching and flipping,
I do.
don't you?
I could do this all day.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Thanks for the
Well,
assist
I
on that
just
one.
missed that one, I think. Nice. Just hog hunting them in. That was pretty cool. When you got about 15 feet of line out, it's all about tighten up and get a hook set. Got him?
Nope.
Did you have one?
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh yeah, look at that. All right.
Nice.
Sweet. That's a nice bass right there.
Well, I warmed him up for you.
Thank you. Yeah, you warmed him up, and what can I say? Life is good. That's a big bass there. That's a 4-pounder. Thanks.
Yeah,
You
you're
just
welcome.
missed 'em.
You owe me one.
You just missed them. I flipped in that Crazy Legs chigger quad in there, and whammo, that's worthy of a picture. Look at how fat that thing is. All right. Well, thank you,
go.
man.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'll tell you, that is a fat largemouth bass right there, and that's what you know, various areas of the St. Lawrence River have got are some giant bass. I'm going to release this fish. Look at that thing. What a largemouth. See you later, buddy. All right. Very cool. Put the power poles up. I've always been impressed with Ranger boats and how they continually improve these incredible fishing machines. I'm aboard a Z521C, or Z if you're Canadian, and I spend a lot of time fishing tournaments in this particular style of boat. It's got a 96-inch beam, which is an incredibly big platform to fish off, and what makes it really comfortable is the front deck now has got padding underneath it, so for those long days on the water, it's incredibly comfortable to stand. They also have the power ventilated rod storage system, and that's a fan system throughout your compartments where your rods are stored and other equipment. Will keep it nice and dry in there. I don't know if you've ever experienced mildewy things like life jackets or rod handles, but they're pretty gross. So this is a pretty cool feature. Now let's move to the back and I'll show you another feature that's pretty awesome. I fish a lot of tournaments, and I will say that keeping your fish alive is so important. In the Z521C, there's a 31-gallon live well. Some of the cool features about the live well is that it has a pump-out system, so you can pump the water out after a day of fishing. It also is a recirculating, aerated well that has Venturi air. Venturi air produces thousands of small microscopic oxygen-type bubbles in there to keep your fish alive, healthy, and ready to be released after a day of fishing.
When we return, the pivot frog bite is on. Stay tuned.
Pivot frog off the surface.
This tip of the week is sponsored by Coleman, the outdoor company.
Throughout the years, I've spent so much time in the outdoors, and I have to admit it's been awesome, but there is something that you have to consider, and that's that sun that's beating down on me right now. It can be pretty harmful. You know, when I was younger, I never worried about protecting myself from the sun, but as the years have gone by, I have to admit I've had a few moles cut off of different areas of my face, and I've had so many friends that have had different forms of skin cancer caused by spending too much time in the sun unprotected. You know, obviously good sunscreen is recommended, good pair of polarized glasses, my Costas, I can't live without them. Also, clothing nowadays comes protected as well. This Columbia shirt here is a PFG, Performance Fishing Gear shirt, and it'll protect you from the sun, just like wearing sunscreen. It's UPF 50 protected, it's a very relaxed, vented fit, and also the pants I have on when I'm on the boat protect me from the sun as well. And the hat, well, I have to admit, you know, this solar panel here gathers a lot of the heat from the sun, so you want to protect it with a good hat. And also you can wear one of the neck gaiters. Columbia make a variety of different neck gaiters that'll wick away the moisture. You can pull them up over your face and protect your face from the sun as well. What can I say? You know, for 25 years old, I think I've aged pretty good from being in the sun all these years, haven't I? Oh man. Oh, small fish.
What, the net?
No, it's all right. That was funny. Whoa. That was just too cool. That thing acted like he was bigger, which was pretty cool though, how it disturbed some water back there, didn't it? Are you still working on that other area there?
Still working it.
Oh yeah. That's one thing when you're fishing these places, look for little key contact spots. You know, Brent, any little floating mats, points, and especially at the head of where there's current or wind. You always want to pitch that first because the fish are going to sit right up at the top of it, facing into the current. There's a few fish in here. There we go. Oh, nice one. Nice one.
Net them or haul them in?
Ah, you can haul them in. Sweet. The old flippin' man. It's great, eh? Short range fishing like this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
Little
much
guy.
fun.
Looks like you've been caught before, you think?
Yeah, that's right. Look at that. There's a hole right here. And
Maybe
there's a
you-
hole there.
Maybe you caught him before.
Yeah, I got my name on it. I thought I'd share them with you. I'm that type of guy. Very generous.
You do owe me one.
Oh. Whoa.
Want the net?
No, I'm good. He come up and sucked in that little pivot frog off the surface. Nice little largemouth. Short and fat. You know, that's one thing about it with the wind blowing today is you want to use the wind to your advantage and also the current. And so these fish are going to be positioned at the heads of all of these reeds, lily pads, you know, whether pencil reeds or bulrushes. You really want to position yourself so that you can fish the front parts of these, where the fish are positioned facing into the wind, into the current. And that's, you never want to fish where their tail is because they don't want to swing around and hit a bait backwards.
Right. We're seeing lots of fry today too, so I guess some of the males are there protecting those fry.
Yeah, because, you know, we're talking season's only been open for a few weeks. And so we're talking early season bass. And so a lot of these largemouth are very close to where they spawn, yet are still in very shallow water. So, you know, I don't think we've fished water deeper than about 4 feet so far this morning. And we're getting lots of hits. We converted some in the boat, but I'll tell you, with this frog fishing, it's so different than what you're doing right now flipping. When you do get a hit, you want to let them suck that bait under and then set the hook. You got one?
Yep. Feels good.
Oh yeah. What is that?
Oh,
no.
Maybe not. Lost him.
Aha. A swing and a
Did feel
miss. A swing and a miss. Other than that, that was a good hook set. I'm going to give you a 9.5 on the hook set, Brent, okay?
All right, thanks.
And on that note, stay tuned. We'll be right back with some more real largemouth fishing after this. Okay. It was a 9.75. I shorted you.
Man.
And I've got a heavy-duty anchor here.
Playing it safe on the water when we return. Stay tuned.
Claw-type anchor. It's got a length of chain. Hey, let's take a minute from fishing and talk about a few things you should carry in your boat. Not only for safety, but for fishing as well. I carry a drift sock, and this drift sock here is like an underwater parachute, and it'll slow your drift down for fishing. It'll slow you down if you need a really slow troll, but also for safety reasons, a good drift sock will slow you down. Let's say your motor's not working. You can throw out a drift sock to slow your drift down if you're, say, drifting towards shore. Another thing is a good anchor, and I've got a heavy-duty anchor here. This one here is a pretty good claw-type anchor. It's got a length of chain and a lot of rope. The rule of thumb I learned as a kid growing up down on Lake Erie is if you're in, say, 50 feet of water, you need at least 100 feet of line to hold you. So I usually carry a 100-foot rope with an anchor on it in my boats, and also it'll double as a tow rope. Let's say you get into trouble or somebody else is in trouble, a good length of strong rope is handy for towing another boat in or getting towed in. Just a couple of things to think about next time you're on the water. Hey Brent, I noticed somebody got into some trouble there. They're being towed in.
Not sure what happened there, but it's always good to have a good long rope with you like that in case you need to get towed.
You know, that person could have engine problems, they could have hit a shoal, could have did a lot of things, but one of the things when you're going out on the water, and we're on Lake St. Francis here, and I fish a lot of the Great Lakes, as you know.
Yeah.
And there's a few little things that you should do if you're gonna fish big water. First off, let other people know when you're going and when you're gonna return, just in case something happens on the big water, don't you think?
Yeah, and we're out here on a weekend. It's a busy July weekend. There's lots of other boats around. It'd be easy enough to flag someone down. But if you're out here midweek or early or late season, there might not be too much other traffic, right? So a pre-departure checklist and letting someone know where you're going, having a cell phone. And
yeah, and I keep like a cell phone, a VHF marine radio in my boat, and I keep them in a waterproof like Ziploc bag, just in case, and of course all your safety equipment too, but you really want to have communications and let other people know where you're going, especially big water. I mean, you got to play it safe.
yeah,
there we go. Wow. That was way back in there. Oh man, this is where you really need the proper rod for this. And this is a Mike Iaconelli rod, and then the rod you've got is a Veritas Abu Garcia rod. That's not a big fish, but even then, when you're pulling them from that great a distance, a rod with a soft tip so you can work the frog, so you can walk this thing back and forth and make it sort of alive. And also, but you need backbone through that bottom, say 3/4 of it, just to get these fish in. That fish was super long, way back in the heavy cover. Oh, there we go. Come on in here, baby. Ah, a little bass. A little largemouth to end the day. You know what, Brent? It's always a lot of fun fishing with you. And, you know, we've had a great day out here. And the cool thing is, it's been just a perfect day for frog fishing, flipping. You could almost do it all today, bass fishing, just because of the little bit of a breeze that we've got. You've got a mild breeze, you've kind of got a hazy day, although the sun's out pretty good, but it's kind of overcast. Yeah. And those fish are sort of roaming yet tight to cover. And you know, they've been eating these Sebile pivot frogs. We've been flipping the chigger craw, crazy leg chigger craws. Yeah. What more can I say? It's been full combat fishing. See you next week, folks, right here for some more real fishing.
What about back in there? You already fished that?
No, we can try a little cast. Yeah, all right. This is a big fish. That is a fish of a lifetime. Well, that is just amazing. Look at that thing. Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, man. That was too cool. Oh man, what a fish. Look at that.